I forgot to turn my microphone back up, Outer. Thank you. I'm thinking if we can find support above this 461 or 466, hopefully we stay long for the rest of the Asia market. And we got, what, 3 minutes before the Asia market opens, so I think we'll get a little pump here. But we have to wait for the 5 minute here to close above yesterday's close. I like to see a close above today's open. Looks like we have an OB sitting there, and I'm not sure if we'll get back up today's highs. Maybe in the Asia market. We'll see what happens. We got equal highs. Where's your equal highs at, Outer? Oh, we had equal highs at 467. Okay, I got what you're saying. I'm going to play my entries off of yesterday's close and today's open. This way, if we do take a trade, we're not going to be risking too much. We'll have like a... What's up, Dean? How are you doing today? Are you normally trading the Asia market, Dean, or do you do New York session? My main trading place is probably the New York, but I have been trying to get used to the Asia market. So this is, like I said, I've traded the Asia market very limited amount of times. So, all right, here's the Asia. Asia does open at 8, right, guys? Yeah, well, trust me, New York was hard today, man. Every trade, man, just I would like get because I was being stubborn about taking my profit, and I'd get up to like 8, 9 points, and it'd come back and stop me out. The wicks were horrible today. Like every trade, the wicks was just horrible. I mean, that was another retest of that 61. And the reason I try to limit my loss in the Asia market because it's harder to get back your losses in Asia market. You just don't have that volatility that you need to get those big, quick trades. Because you can have 1 or 2 10-point losses in New York, and that very next trade, you're hitting like a 100-point trade. Ooh, we're losing. Let's see if we're going to stay below this. We hit today's open at 66 and yesterday's close at 61. I'm trying to be patient here and wait to see where this 5-minute candle close. Man, it looks like it's ready to... Ooh, just... Did we get above it? It's close. All right, 61 is going to be my line in the sand. Oh. Is that Methodical man blowing in the screen? Yeah, it was. I'm like, what is he doing? That was a methodical man blowing. Oh, that's what he was doing. He was blowing on the screen. He was trying to keep it moving higher here. I was like, what is he doing over there? All right, got wick here sitting at 78, and I don't know if we'll get to these highs or not. All right, let me put my line in the sand here. We're trying to keep from risking like more than like 5 points per trade. All right, so this is going to be my line in the sand here at 61. Because that's yesterday's close. You're bearish this evening? I'll switch back to bearish if we can get back below 60. Ah, shoot, we're losing that 60. We got about 20 seconds left on this 5-minute candle, so we'll see where the 5-minute candle closes. Outer, do you trade the... I only trade on my eval outer. And we... Nice. What time is Hong Kong hours? Outer. Methodical man going in heavy. Come on, methodical man. Sound like he's full porting over there. Maybe. Dude, I can hear Methodical's man, little puppy, whining in the background. Little puppy's upset. Outer, did you get any more entries today in the lunch hour, or did you have to go to work? Excuse me. No trades in the afternoon. Yeah, once I got off, I turned off the charts and I didn't even come back and look. Just lost commissions. That's not too bad. All right, there's today's open at 66. What does the Asia usually take out? So this was yesterday's Asia. So really did not take off anything or take out anything. So even though it looks like it has some momentum pushing up, we're pretty much getting stopped at the 466. So I think for the bulls, we need to get above 466, find support, then retest those 466. All right, here comes a new 5-minute candle. We're still up $700 on our funded. This is a funded account we got about the beginning of the month. We've taken a few red days here and there, but for overall, we're still in the green. I feel like I lost a little bit because I feel like I was up around $800 or $900 at one time, and I had a red day that took me back. Sorry about that. Someone sent me a text. Just texting it back. Outer, what about your funded accounts? How have those been going? Have you taken any funded trades lately? I didn't trade my Bulanox funded yesterday. We did yesterday we traded the Apex funded, but I had a feeling that today's price actions will be choppy. Hopefully Powell was done testifying because the last 2 mornings with Powell testifying, the markets have been just garbage. It's not that we haven't had movement. All the bodies have been all wick with no follow through. Whoa. I think I just heard Methodical Man say he's in 4 minis. That's insane. Oh shoot. Full port Asia market. Oh my goodness. I don't know. The 5-minute did print, retested that 61. So I wish I was paying attention because I probably would have got long off that 61 because that's kind of what I wait on. I wait on for the 5-minute and I wait for the 5-minute retest. Order fill paper trade. I can't, it's hard for me to take shorts back into yesterday's open and close. I would only like to short if we're back below 461. Down. Hey, what is Methodical Man $800 down on? What is wrong with Methodical Man? Come on. Come on, Methodical Man. We got somebody in Methodical Man's, James, calling out the 488s there, outer. So paper trade sort of 470, stop losses at 480. That's not bad. Oh, you've been in Methodical Man's lobby. All right, here comes the new 5-minute candle. I missed this last 5-minute candle where it retested yesterday's close. What account was a Methodical Man down 800 in? Was that a... Which prop firm? Was that with Apex or Take Profit? Oh, was it Eval Methodical Man? Oh, Beulah Knox. I know I heard you ever saying you were in there 4 minis. I was like, man, 4 minis in the Asia? Oh, you're green now? What'd you do? Go all in again once you got off the stream? Oh, shoot. Nice. My mic is low. I may be too back from it. I might have some filters on that I'm not aware of. Not even looking at your comment there, Methodical Man. See what it is? I talk because I look to the screen to my my left, and I turn my head away from the microphone, and that's when it gets low. Uh, dirty, dirty, methodical man. I'm gonna have to do like PW and put you in that VIP room. Methodical man gets the VIP room. Oh, goodness. Let me see where that level is at real quick. Today's opens at 66. This way we're only in this for like 4 or 5 points. And I may even close it soon. Well, I'm just right below the 66. 66 is kind of like my line in the sand here. And that's today's open here at 466. Sometimes I feel like I need to switch over to the 2-minute chart. Methodical man, how long did you stream for? Did you get on at 5 o'clock today or 6 o'clock? I'm hoping before we push back down, maybe we run this wick here at 76. Let me pull back up my 5-minute chart. Did we just get a new candle? There, you're talking about just grinding here. Like I said, 66 is going to be my line in the sand. And right now we're just in this trade for 4 points with 2 micros. Just so I can have more of a visual of where that 66 is sitting. We got equal lows at, yeah, I know you talked about those 439s a while ago, but I really wasn't interested in the lows unless we got back above 461 or back below 461. I wish I was paying attention when the 5-minute retested the 61, but I missed it. It was right here. So I missed this 5-minute retest off the 61. Come on, let's run the wick. We still got that wick sitting at 476. Yeah, Outer, if we can get if they get back below the 460, I would definitely look and consider shorting. Man, I thought we'd at least get one more push. At least get this first target, then I'll go to break even. I don't really honestly know what the joke is behind that. I think it's supposed to be like a wiener joke, Sam. It's not like I go around and showing people the wiener. I think since Methodical's family, he can say weird stuff to me, I guess. Man, I feel like I'm trading the New York session. So like every trade that I was looking for 10 points today, it's like we would literally get within like 1 point, then it would just pull all the way back. That's what it was. That's what it felt like trading today. Like every 10-point move, I would literally get to 8 or 9 and I wouldn't take profit. Oh, that's a good one. Hey, we got those here too. I've seen the small Coke cans in Walmart. Like what are they, like 6 ounces? I think my mother-in-law used to drink them. That's pretty funny. The small Coke cans. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Oh goodness. Such a grind. Oh yay. Now let's see if we run this wick. We may hit this wick and pull back. I'm shooting for 85. That's the high, looks like, from when we opened this evening. Trying to stay right below that 20 there. Actually, I may choose 80 because 80.81 was a lot of support today. We bounced. I'm not sure if it was the 480 or 580 that we hit a lot today. All right, we're going to at least take 5 points out of this. This way, if it does pull back, I'm hoping this wick holds here. No, come on. 4 more points. Let me get the 80, then we'll be get our one trade, at least a one winning trade in the Asia market here. Even though I don't even know if we'll be in the green that much. Oh well, guys. But we did run this wick here, so we did get one target kind of out of the way. So it looks like we got stuck. Didn't quite get above that wick at 78. I was hoping we hit 80. See, we had a lot of support here at 80 today too. It was either this 80 or the 580. Okay. Is there anybody else taking trades this evening, or is everybody just watching? Outer, are you still in that paper short trade that you took from the 70? That's all we're doing too is paper trade. Well, when you mean paper trade, you mean just like the sim trading, right? Not evaluation trading. No, I mean, you actually took the trade, but you just put it on a sim account. So like if I have like sim 101 select, I guess that's what I always considered like just fake paper trading where it has no meaning, you know, if you're just, it doesn't have no evaluation or no funded. Oh, no, just down on paper. Ah, okay. I feel like my long should have been down at 61. That would have been the best scenario here because this would have been my 5-minute candle. Excusing all this ugly mess here. So this 5-minute candle here where we finally kind of got back above the 61 and this candle right here where it wigged down and didn't quite push down below 61. That should have been my actual good entry, but I was messing around looking at something else. Time I look back up, we're already above 66. So so where did you get long from? So let me see. Oh yeah, that's right. I think you were talking about doing gold last night. Do you pronounce your name like Jim Blab? Jim Blob? Jim Blab? Or is it Yo Jim Blab? I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Or it's just Jim, okay. So you got long from 476. See, that would have been too high for me. I was trying to stick to my entries around my support levels, which were 66 and 61. I was hoping my last entry would make a run up here to the 488. But right now, for any kind of entry, I'm gonna have to wait for like a deeper pullback. I wouldn't even mind waiting for a pullback into the 66 or even the 61. Jimbo's garage, nice. Ooh, that sucks. We got stopped out because we're about to hit our target of that 480. Yeah, there's no way for me to pronounce that. Oh goodness. Just search that in Google. Oh goodness, that's pretty funny. All right, we'll search Jimbo Blab in Google and just but you got to search it in what Japanese you said? All right. I don't know. I'm coming up with multiple meanings. One's like a movie, a show. What are you asking about shared accounts, Jim? No, Outer doesn't stream. Outer's usually in here most mornings until he has to go to work. Nope, I have no idea what Outer looks like. The only thing I know about Outer is he lives in Canada and he's from Hong Kong. He trades ICT setups. No, but I know Outer's usually in Methodical Man's lobby some too. Yeah, whenever I looked up that name under Japanese, it said something about a novel. All right, guys, there's not really a lot for me to do here. I'm going to have to wait for a pullback before we can find some kind of entry. The entry on this trade here for your best entry should have been between 61 and 60 on the 5-minute close candle. Yeah, I saw something about a film too, but I didn't really look at it in detail. I just kind of glanced at it real quick. We'll just watch Trading View until we get some kind of pullback here. Oh, he's a character from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hmm. I didn't know that. Yes, I would have been a young lad when the Teenage Ninja Turtles came out back in the is that early 90s or late 80s when that came out. I'm not sure the exact date. Whenever the first ones came out way back in the day. I think I even remember going to the theaters to watch it. Now I think I hardly ever go to the movies. Well, if I was a ninja trader today, I got my butt kicked today in the market. It was out for blood. Yep, it was definitely a ninja trap. Turtle Ninja Trader. That could be true too. I am slow to pull it, hitting the mouse button a few times here where I need to be entering it. Then the time I do hit it, I'm like, damn it, what a crappy fill that was. That's the worst. You sit there and watch a area that you want to enter, and you're like, all right, we're going to enter here. Then next thing you know, you're like 5 or 6 points above that target. And I know why I do that, because I struggle with putting resting orders in. I want to get better at that, because since I trade so many, like I trade levels most of the time, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'll try it a few times where I know that we always bounce and looking for 10 points and see. It's just like this morning. I said that more likely we're going to bounce off. It was was it 408 or 508? I can't remember where we're at this morning, but it ended up bouncing like 40 points off the previous day open and close. So tomorrow morning, if we're way above this and we are pushing into it, you're more than likely going to get a big bounce with low risk, because it's more likely not going to sell below this tomorrow. Then it's going to bounce back up like 40, 50 points. Or vice versa, if it's moving up into it. Yeah, Jim, Outer's, like I said, Outer's usually in here every morning before he goes to work. He's getting ready for his long Hong Kong trip. I'm not sure when he's leaving, though. Are you leaving pretty soon, Outer? Is it a week or two away? I've seen putter next Monday. Nice. I haven't been on a plane in like probably since I was 30 years, probably since I was 18. Okay, so it's in the middle of their summer right now. It's always 33 Celsius. Uh, so it's always hot there. They don't have like the like regular seasons. I've never been there, so I don't know. I didn't know if they have like just normal seasons like we do here. Yeah, it's been pretty toasty down here. We're in the 90s right now where I'm at too. The humidity's kind of not as bad as it is if you were in Georgia, because I'm from Georgia and the humidity down there is like really high sometimes, and that feels like the heat's just laying on top of you. So if you're just joining us, guys, we've already taken one trade a while ago. We got long right above today's open at 69. Your better entry would have been 461, which was right above yesterday's close. And I was targeting the 80s. We did hit our target, but I got stopped out for a break-even trade. So there's not really anything for me to do right now besides just kind of be patient and wait and see if we get some kind of pullback. That's the only thing about Asian market. You definitely have to have patience. You got to have patience to wait for pullbacks. I feel like you can get more trouble in the Asia market because one bad trade, it's hard to get that back. Okay, I can pull up gold real quick and see what it looks like. Let's see. We'll add a different tab. Whew. That's a little bit on the whipsaw. This would be prop firms today. Abby. No, if I was going to trade my own, it would only be in the New York session. I do have an account that I was going to start trading my own money. We just haven't started it yet. And it's with Trading. The main accounts that I trade mainly is with Bulanox and Apex, and sometimes take profit. So right now with Bulanox, we have one funded account and one valuation, and with Apex, we have 5 fundeds with zero valuations. I have in the past. I don't do it a lot just because I know if you take a bad loss with your account, it can be kind of devastating. Or if you have like a tilt day or something. Then here's the the PAs I have with Apex. So we got a total of 6 funded account. I had 7 and I lost one of my PAs a few months ago. The only thing like ICT stuff related I'd trade is mainly, I'll use fair value gaps as target areas, or we trade the inversion gap trades where we trade failed inversion gaps. It's similar if you watch a Methodical Man. It's pretty much what Methodical Man trades. Yeah, ICT uses Outer uses ICT setups. He's usually in here calling out, I know ICT setups every day. Like with any setups that you hear somebody call out in the lobby, you know, you got to take that at your own risk. So eventually I want to start trading my real account on Tradivate. I just haven't done it yet. I just want to make sure what I decide to use it with that I'm really comfortable with, because I want to do it where it's like a mechanical trade where I can set a target, then just look for a bounce off that target. Everybody in the South likes ICT. Let's see. So 46 should be my line in the sand here. That's at today's open on this. I've never really taken trades on gold yet, so this is just more or less kind of just to see how the price action acts. Who's trading gold in here? Is that you, Jim, trading gold? Let's see. This way we can watch also NQ along with gold. Oh yeah, we like some ICT. I haven't been drinking it in a while because we've been trying to cut back. We've been trying to lose a little bit of weight here. So I've been trying to lay off like sugar drinks. Well, not completely sugar drinks, but definitely no sweet tea. Unless we just happen to go out to eat. Yeah, maybe we'll turn down here a few. How much is 1 point worth? So in the gold, in the minis, or wait, micros. I think we talked about that last night, but I can't remember what it was. I think 46 is probably your line in the sand here. If it gets back above the 46.9, it's probably going to go back up. I was hoping we would, looking at, because I put it on this Tradivate chart. I thought if we got below today's open, we'd make a little push down here to today's lows at 44. I really think it really is where you're at in your trading journey. Like if I'm new to trading, I probably wouldn't be using the more expensive prop firms. But if you are been doing it for a while and you don't have a problem passing evaluations, it's okay to use those more expensive ones. But you know, if you have issues with passing evaluations, I mean, you don't want to be dropping $100 on valuations. All right, so our little gold thing got stopped out. We'll have to look at that another time. Let's see how much did we lose on that on our thing. Okay, so like 30 bucks. So I use cheaper prop firms because I over trade a lot during the New York session because I'm streaming. So I find myself taking a lot more trades. So I try a lot more just different setups with my valuations. I use my valuation as chart time and for practicing setups to see how often they win. But with my funded accounts, I try to either stick to just one type of trade. Usually I try to look for like bear and bull flag breakouts, hopefully around like the yesterday's close or today's open or some kind of support level. I think the cheapest, like all in, is probably take profit. But like I said, you gotta pay a lot more money up front. I think you're paying about 110 to 120 up front. Where if you use probably Bulinox or Apex, you're paying 20 to 30 up front. But then you're paying probably 130 to 140 on the back end. Oh, that thing stopped me out. Now it wants to go to that freaking 44, I bet. And it's with Top Step. Usually, let me tell you where I find myself blowing up of evals. Usually, it's whenever I'm over leveraged and I take a big loss, and then I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna go all in. That's usually what happens to my evals most of the time. But I do let people know that I am over trading. I do over trade my evals because I'm streaming. If I wasn't streaming, I probably wouldn't be taking as many trades as I do. So that's why usually I let people know that hey, we're trading an eval or we're taking more aggressive trades. We're trying things that I probably wouldn't try with a funded account. Or just different setups, I guess. So a lot of times with my eval, we'll take like the 15-minute breakout or the 15-minute retest, or we'll take or EMA bounces or just different stuff that usually works sometimes, but I don't know the win percentage of what it works. And just try to minimize my loss most of the time. Like today, we try to stick strictly to like no more than like $30 or $40 per loss. Because today's market was really hard. Like none of my runners were working. We were getting wicked out almost on every single trade. I mean, we're getting price action like this a lot today. The only thing I do with the ES is I do trade levels off the ES. A lot of times I won't take my trades on the ES, but I'll trade support and resistance on the ES because the NQ follows the ES. So that's why I like watching the ES. So I use Adam Manzini levels on the ES. I don't know if you've used him. If you trade the ES. So I used this guy's here's levels. He called out a banger this morning and I missed it. It was off of the 40 level. It was this 40 level, 6140. If you caught that this morning, you would have caught a banger trade on the NQ because it hit that 40 just right on the money and just bounced like another 20 points up off that. And that's a lot for the ES, which I don't know where the ES is sitting at the moment. Let's see where the ES is sitting. Okay, so it's sitting at 48, so it's still kind of magnetized to that 40. So here was the setup that we missed this morning on the retest of that 40 because I just wasn't paying attention. So this was this morning at 10 o'clock. So that was his magnet, the 40. And it hit right on the money and literally it was pretty much just grinding higher and higher for the rest of the day, or at least this morning. Uh-oh. You've been using trading futures with prop firms for 8 months. Oh, nice. Man, you know the only payouts that I've ever gotten was through Fast Track and they didn't pay me. And I feel like I had to start it all back over. I was along with Methodical Man whenever we were using Fast Track. And we had to like rebuild all of our stuff back up. Nice on the payout. Who were you using to get your payout with, Jim? Oh, sweet. Thanks. Oh, with Apex. Nice. That's me too, Outer. I trade very small. My goal was to build up 5 or 6 counts where I'm trying to do that with Apex is to build up my 5 accounts where I don't have to make as much to get payouts. But I know it's going to take a while because I'm not copy trading. Yeah, but Outer, how many funded accounts are you trading? Aren't you trading like 2 or 3 funded accounts? Sometimes it's better to be on the slow grind. It kind of definitely keeps you from blowing up your accounts. You have 450Ks. That's pretty good. 450K PAs. And you got to think, I mean, you know, it's quite a bit of money to invest in 4 or 5 PA accounts. I mean, you're looking at what? At least $500 to $600. So, time you pay for evaluations slash the PA accounts. The one thing I've always struggled whenever I tried those big like 250, 300,000 accounts, I always find myself way over leveraging on those things. Oh, that's the worst. Qualify for the payment 5 times without enough days, but blues. That would be horrible. That would be something like I would do, Jim. I swear, I do the same thing lately with my Apex accounts. I have been within probably 2 trades of a payout with Apex, and I end up putting myself back 2 more trades. So that's been my battle lately. I swear it gets in my head every time I get within like 1 or 2 trades of a payout with Apex. So like, you know, you need like $1,600 with the 25Ks, and I know I've probably been to like $300 to $400 like 3 or 4 times, and then I'll end up taking like 2 losses. So now I'm back around the $900 range. So I still need another $600 to get to the threshold. And I've had this account forever because I don't trade it every day. My oldest funded accounts all the way back from September of last year. So that's the oldest PA account that I have. Sounds good, Outer. Have a good evening. Holy goodness. Man, you were having all kind of like crazy stuff happen, Jim. 3 times I had enough days, but twice I had to continue trading and had red days following. And once I qualified for the payout, but filled out the paperwork. I didn't, man, that's pretty insane that just because of some wrong paperwork, they would mess that up. So, guys, all we're doing now is just waiting to see if we get any kind of retest of the 66 and 61. Personally, I don't know if we'll push back because this is probably going to just turn into consolidation. That's pretty much what this Asia part of the market is just consolidation. So if you kind of go back over here and look at Asia market from yesterday. So once we already touched yesterday's highs, so we're probably not going to go back to those highs up here that we've already hit. At least probably not until later on, probably not until after 10, 11 o'clock tonight. See, on the So since we could just be consolidating sideways until the Asia market ends. So have you gotten payouts from also Bulanox also? If we get any kind of setup, guys, we will switch back over to Ninja. But until we get some kind of setup, we're just going to leave it on TradeView. Dun, dun, dun. I think that's all I feel like this is all the movement we're going to get until later tonight when it's probably closer to London session. I think what I'm going to have to do is probably get on around the 5 o'clock hour because I feel like we have a little bit more movement in the 5 o'clock. So let's see. This is 5 o'clock here. I want to say if you watch Pine Tree or even Methodical, they take this 5-minute Romney candle on the opening. Oh, you screwed those up. Mm. See, I've never really traded Top Step a lot. I've only used Take Profit a few times. And the reason why I don't usually do a lot of Take Profit just because there's so much more money up front and I don't want to be I don't know. I just know it's pretty pricey up front, but it's cheaper overall. I know there's some streamers out there even resetting the funded take profit. You're looking at like $400, $500 to reset a funded take profit account. I think more companies are going to be going towards the direct to funded, but man, it costs so much money to buy those up front. And I just think that takes away from people that's learning how to do this. You know, if you're just starting out, you don't want to be dropping over $400 or $500 on a freaking account. I'm not saying you won't drop that much over the year in a year's time, but just out the gate, that'd be pretty pricey. Yep, yep, yep. See, that's why I slow trade. I struggle with, you know, how much money I hear some of these other streamers are using. But I guess if they're making that much money off of affiliates, I mean, but they're using others people money to pay for that. It's not like it's still, I mean, it's still money they're doing with the affiliates, but still, It's an insane amount of money that it gets spent on those affiliates and payouts. I guess it's playing the percentage games because if you get paid $2,000, you got to at least fail what? How many accounts before you break even? I think that's why a lot of them look at it. But at the end of the day, I mean, if it doesn't work, then it's like, ugh, that hurts. It's kind of like watching 0 Day J Trade. You ever watch 0 Day J Trade? How many accounts he's blown up? But he makes plenty of money in evaluations. But I know in the beginning, I'm not sure, but now he does. But he trades similar like that. The percentage game. He plays I would think the percentage game. I think that's what a lot of your to medium to larger YouTubers do a lot. They play the percentage game, and that's why you'll see them go through so many fundeds or so many evaluations. Which most people don't even trade evals because they're just, most time they'll just do full ports and stay away from trading evals because you don't really make money off evaluations. I use my evaluations more for chart time and just for streaming. Like working on whatever strategy that I'm using. Right. That's why a lot of times I'll be slow trading my fundeds to just keep from going through funded accounts. Like, let's see. I want to say I'm somewhere in the teens in funded accounts with Apex, and that's how many I've had over probably a year and a half with Apex, and I've had a few with Bulanox. For a while, I was using them with my funded futures. Then, unfortunately, I kind of got caught right there at the end of my funded futures. Then once they went bankrupt, after that whole my funded future things, I stay away from any new prop firms. If some new prop firm pops up, I don't even think twice about it. And I probably won't even bring it up to anybody just because I don't know. It seemed like lately we've had multiple prop firms just pop up and go out of business. I want to say Thrive or something like that was the recent prop firms that went down. And the one from that was Profit Trader, was back in the beginning of the year. And these are the only three I know of. I'm pretty sure there's more. Then also Fast Track at the end of last year. So at least those are the three that I'm aware of in the last 6 months. But there's probably more. I just don't know them. And I don't look into it either. So I just try to stay with the more, like, I know with Methodical, he's gotten payouts from most of the prop firms that I'm using. Like, he's gotten payouts from Bulanox. He's gotten payouts from Apex. Even though I hear Apex has been asking for like video proof. I don't know how that happens. So I don't know. I don't know how they decide who they ask to show you your proof of trading. So we did hit back and retest today's open and yesterday's close. I will be interested in maybe a short if we can close below these 60s. I know Outer was talking about 39 down here as a possible target, because I think he tried to short the 70 from earlier. But see, I don't think we're going to get down this far, because I think this will probably stay the low and this will probably stay the high in the Asia. And it's just going to basically just trade sideways, more likely, unless some kind of news happens or, you know, in the world or something to make the market move. But most of the time, we always end up just trading sideways in the Asia market. Yeah, that's why I've been starting to try to stream in the evening, because the morning time is so saturated that it's so hard to build your channel in the AM time, Jim. If I could find the motivation to wake up during the London session, I would, but there's no way. I struggle staying up overnight. At least now I do. Maybe 20 years ago I would do okay, but waking up now, because the London opens at 2 o'clock my time, so I would have to get up like at 1:30 in the morning to get up and talk about trading at 2 o'clock in the morning. I just don't have that motivation. So either that, or I need to work on getting on earlier, around 6 o'clock in the morning, because sometimes there's good setups pre-market between that 6 and 7 o'clock. Jim, what state are you in? Are you in the United States, or are you somewhere else? Oh, okay. So you're in Central Time too. Okay. Yeah, that's the way I am. I struggle going to bed early, because I also work part-time on the side. So usually we're doing streaming, and if I'm not, lately I've been trying to stream at nights, the nights that I don't work, because I try to stream during the day, then I kind of hang out, then I'll go to work in the evening sometimes. Then I'm also I guess I want to say part-time landlord, but we also have a rental property that's that's how I'm able to kind of live the lifestyle I live, because I don't have a mortgage, because of my rental property pays for the home I live in. So it's kind of like I don't have a mortgage or car payment. Which I get, I mean, I don't know. I guess my wife's been paying, because we did have to buy a new car, because my wife's car, someone hit my wife's car. So we had to buy a new car, what is it, last month, back in May or April. I think we got one. I think it was April. We had to get another car. But yeah, this has probably been one of those years. It seemed like, man, everything has happened. See what what I think my wife went to the Mercy, had to go to the Mercy room at the first of the year. And you know, even with insurance, Mercy room bills are still freaking $2,000 or $3,000. It still feels like. Then we have one of our pets get sick. That was another $3,000 or $4,000 because our pet got sick. Then we had to replace our roof, and we didn't use the insurance, so we paid for it out of pocket. Then my furnace went out, so we had to pay for our furnace. That was last month. Then I swear a week later, a hot water heater went out. So we've been getting, like, it's been a long 6 months for myself this year. Then was it this time last year? I think because you know I live in Northwest Arkansas. Yeah, it was one thing after another this year. And see, I live in Northwest Arkansas, which is on the edge of Tornado Alley, right beside Oklahoma. And our rental house got hit by a tornado last year, and so I think we had to. So this house is pretty much completely all remodeled on the inside. Luckily, the inside didn't get messed up. I think the worst thing that happened is the luckily the tree that went through the roof landed in the garage and not inside the house. So it went above the kitchen and slant and landed in the garage. And that was last Memorial Day. I think it took us about 4 months total to get the house at the, you know, because I had to use insurance to pay for that because it was going to cost so much money to fix everything. Yeah, so now every time we get a bad storm or tornado, we actually had another tornado hit probably 4 miles from my house uh, last week or the week before, and I guess the weather people missed it because they didn't even sound the alarms because I guess people were questioning why didn't the tornado alarms go off. Yeah, so now like every time we get a bad storm or tornado, I'm over here. It's like, God, I hope I hope that thing goes somewhere else. At the end of the day, you're wishing bad luck for people because you know it's going to hit somebody else's house, but you're like, God, I don't want to deal with that again. I'm pretty amazed by those people that just constantly rebuild their home in Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma, what, like North Texas, Missouri, they get hit hard too for tornadoes. And also down in Mississippi, Alabama area gets hit pretty hard with tornadoes. All right, guys. So we are getting back below those levels that we want to try to short, which is that 66 or 61 here. Yeah, on top of that, I don't know if you were in my stream like back in May and April where I was traveling back and forth to Georgia, where like some days I was at Methodical Man's house streaming, and that's when I guess my mother was having my mother had heart surgery back in May. I think Methodical Man's supposed to be trying to go. He's supposed to go on a vacation with us this year again. He usually goes down to the beach with us for the last 3 or 4 years. All right, so we got about 40 seconds left here on this 5-minute candle. So usually whenever I'm trading these levels, I use the 5-minute to make sure that 5-minute prints below it, because a lot of times if you try to trade these levels off of the 1-minute, you get a lot of fake outs. Okay, first time you saw me, I was at Methodical. Yeah, that was probably back in the spring. That's when oh wait, is that when we did the joint stream? We did a joint stream in his house one night. Or one morning. I can't remember. I did a joint stream with him. I feel like it was in the evening. Yeah. What time frame on? 1 minute. Oh, sorry. Oh, what the crap? I just don't know if we'll take out the lows, because a lot of times the Asia does not want to retake out the lows. I feel like it's going to stay in the middle of the range. We still got about almost 3 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Yeah, I have a hard time, Jim, whenever I go to like bigger cities, man. I hate like big city traffic. That's probably the only thing I hate about whenever I have to drive back home and I have to drive through Atlanta, Georgia. I can't stand driving through Atlanta, because it seems like no matter when you go through that place, it's always a traffic jam, especially on certain roads. Unless you go there like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, you just gotten used to it. What's up, Mo? How are you doing today? Not really sure if I'm going to take even this setup. I figured we already had one winning trade in the Asia, and I figure like that's almost good enough to, and we even hit the target that I wish I was able to hold my trade, because I had my target up here around 80. I think it's going to take us a minute to get through these 60s. Between 66 and 60 is today's open and yesterday's close. So if you look to the left, you can see it took us a lot to we just kept bouncing around this area. This whole area was just a magnet. So it's probably going to take us a minute to get out of this area. Who is watching me? Mo, you've taken any trades? Oh, usually trade off daily chart. So how long do you got to hold your trades whenever you're trading daily charts? Do you trade like you use that one trade that day, or is that like you join in and you hold it days to weeks? Wow. Man, if I did something like that, I'd find myself looking at the charts all the time. The daily. Let's see. Daily. Oh, for a while you had a lot more movement in Asia. Yeah, it seems slow as crap. I've traded Asia twice this week, and this is usually the price action that we've gotten the last couple nights. I'm probably going to call it quits here in a few more minutes, because I don't want to sit here for another couple hours and just watch this stuff grind sideways. When was that? Like recently? Oh, during like news events, whenever everything was going nut. Okay. I thought you meant like it used to be like that a while back. And I just, like I said, I hardly ever look at the Asia market. I've just recently started paying attention to it, and I still don't feel like I trade it comfortably. No, this is the norm here. I don't know if it's overall the moves. I think it's just the volatility and how it gets there. I think that's what makes it deceiving, because watching this price action is just grinding price action. Where in the New York, I'm just I want my trades to be kind of done and over with. That's why I was when Mo was talking about he holds trades for days and weeks. I mean, that's pretty wild. I wish I had the patience to do something like that. Yeah, watch the paint dry. Yeah, man, you either want to see me win big or fail big. That's why I've started trading the NQ a while back. When I first started doing this or looking into this, I started out on the ES, and I had struggled with the ES on how slow it moved some days. So this is how I ended up on the NQ, because it was just super fast. Like, you could be in trades in less than a minute, just kind of be in and out and be done. But I know now doing the streaming thing, I find myself over trading evaluations a lot. So a lot of times that's why I'll mention that I'm on evaluation, so that people know, hey, if I'm saying I'm on an eval, please don't think this is a setup or something for your fundeds, because I trade super aggressive on my evaluations sometimes, where I don't trade like the same setup like I do on my fundeds. Hopefully eventually I can move over and also find trades on my cash account. Wow, did the market just stop? What the? We're frozen. Either that or my ninja charts froze. Oh, nope. Huh. Yeah, I think my charts froze up, guys. It's stuck at 64.75 in my trading view chart. It's watching a turtle cross the road. Oh, pretty good. Maybe tomorrow morning I can find the motivation to get up and to get on the charts early. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. The turtle got across the road, so it was like, pow. I took a trade earlier, Mo. It was very early. I got stopped out for like 5 points, and I was looking for 15 total points. I actually hit my target up here at 80, but we got pulled back break even before it went. Then I tried a gold trade, and we lost the gold trade. All right, guys, we'll give it about 10 more minutes to see if we can break out of this area here. Oh, doing it on the 1 minutes. Yeah, most of the time what I'm doing is I'm watching the 5 minutes, and I wait for the support for the levels that I want to trade off of to find support on the 5 minutes. And then I take my trades on the 1 minute. Mo, there are some guys in our lobby that trades like on the 15 seconds. Let's find a. Let's see. You ever see how fast those things move? I don't even. I've tried it and I have no luck. Like that crap's just going. Choo, 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 choo. Especially during the New York session. Yeah, that's kind of what it's called. Like if you look at the New York and London session. Oh, the 15 seconds better during high volume. Okay, so it doesn't work very well like in the Asia. So that's why a lot more people are using that during the New York session. Okay. Let's see. I was going to see if there was any trades sometime after London yesterday. So this happened at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like it went straight up at 5 o'clock this morning. Like I said, I don't think we'll make it back to the lows of this Asia. I think it's going to stay in between this area. This is going to be the high and low of the Asia market here. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. And we will be back in the morning. I think I might actually try to get on at like 6 o'clock in the morning and see if we can maybe catch some of those early morning London moves, because it seems like they do offer some moves up at like between that 5 and 6 o'clock. Let's see. This move, this big run up here happened at 5 o'clock this morning. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. This one about, I don't know, that one, a lot of chop sideways. So is it usually between the 4 and 5 o'clock? No, I'll show you this one here. Yeah, it seems like it's always somewhere between like the 4 and 5 o'clock. You get a nice little sell off in the London. So London session, consolidation, a run to the bottom. About 6:30 it really took off. So it seems like the windows between that 4 and 6. Maybe not so much this day. This looks pretty choppy all the way across. Same here. Pretty choppy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we're only able to find like one little trade this evening, and that was off today's high. So hopefully tomorrow we can either get a nice setup off of this too, because today's trade off of the yesterday's open and close, when they're stacked on top of each other like this, usually during the New York session, it'll offer a nice 10 to 20 point bounce. I want to say today it was almost 40 points bounce off of today's open and close, especially when they're just sitting on top of each other by like 5 points. All right, guys. Thank you guys. Hope everybody's able to get some sleep tonight, and we'll be back in the morning.